We are live. It is Friday, June the 6th,
Yeah.
the last day of the week. I look out and it is sunny and about
Tomorrow's the next
90.
last day of the week. Tomorrow's the last day.
Nah, I mean the business week. Nobody doing nothing.
Oh, okay.
No, don't be trying to get smart. By the
Who's
way,
that in?
who are you?
The bow one to go one. John Coder, Ice Lawson in the place.
I'm Brent Leary. Damn, I wonder how many times I've said that.
In the week.
But over the
That's
course
your
of
name. It's your name.
over the course of like doing, you realize we first started doing this.
No, I can't even.
Man,
When?
It had to be at least 12 years ago at this point.
That's insane. We should get a award for this shit.
I mean, think about it. We started doing this when we would first. It grew out of our little weekly. Was it weekly? Our tech club meetings. Remember? Bi-weekly, monthly. I don't know.
Yeah, we try to get together every week, but it wasn't totally every week, but close.
That was going back
our Saturday meetup.
Yeah, that was that was well before 12 years. That started
that was 0 zeros.
At least 15, 16 years ago, probably.
That's stupid.
Because Miss Peggy was still living in Atlanta. I don't know.
In Atlanta, all right.
I don't remember
around in her.
Oh yeah, what was that car?
That car. I don't know.
I think she still got it.
She probably still does. Like 300,000 miles on the damn thing by now.
Yeah, and she was knee deep in the Blidgets back then too.
Okay. Well, there you go. You can look up the word Blidgets and kind of get an idea of how long ago a Blidget was.
I thought she had a speech impediment or something. What is Blidget?
Whatever. It's a blog widget.
My Blidget.
Which
anyway, yeah, that was a long time ago.
God, that's hilarious. That's just hilarious.
And then
you know what? It brings up. I did I talk to you about this before? I don't know, because you always be dissing on influencers.
That's true.
And right, as if. But the deal is, during that time, they were bloggers.
What influencers or bloggers? Yeah.
Bloggers turned into influencers. You remember, because they used to have whole conferences around mom bloggers. Remember, they were the influencers that would, kind of drive some narratives on products and
didn't they have there was a conference called Blog Her. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, there was Blog Her right here in Atlanta, right?
And were you a part of this? I think you might have been. I think she's passed away. But there was what was her name? She used to do this annual event, and I think somehow I think it was you that got me to know that. Her name was Liz Strauss. You remember that name?
I remember Liz Strauss. Yeah,
she had a conference, and I think it was some kind of. I know it was some kind of blogging. Was it BloggerCon? I don't know. It was. She had an annual event. And I think you got. I think you were the one that knew about it first, and then somehow I got roped into it. But I met her at something. At one, I met her at. It wasn't her event. It was another event. But I could have sworn you were involved with this.
I don't know.
Do you remember her at all? Okay, you do remember.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
Liz
she had
Strauss.
the raspy voice.
Yes, she had that very raspy voice.
Yep.
And that conference was pretty big, actually. I think that was several hundred, if not 1,000 people.
I want to say it was a social. Was it a social media one? No.
It was based around blogging, because she had a blog. Remember, she had something. She had one of the original blog roles.
Yeah.
And so that's why I know it. Hers was even really before social media became what it is today, but because it really did start
That's
with blogging.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Liz Strauss.
That's
I remember her and her raspy voice.
yep.
And when it was funny because I was at some conference and I saw her, I was like, Liz Strauss. And she looked at me and somehow we like knew each other, but I mean, we weren't in each other's circles really, but we kind of just knew each other through other people. And so, somehow we got connected and she was so friendly and outgoing and nice. And that's all I really knew about it. But I met her at this event. You know what? I invited her when I was doing now this is a long time ago, when I was doing the BlackBerry tours that I used to do when they brought out a new phone and they would do these road shows. And I think she was based in Chicago. And one of those road shows was in Chicago. And I invited her to it. And she came out. And
She came out?
Yeah, she came out and I got a chance to introduce her to some of the folks that were involved with BlackBerry and Sobcom. SOB. Remember, it was something I forget what SOB.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, okay.
But it was Sobcom. I think that is. I think that. And Liz Strauss Sobcom. Look that up. See if I got it right.
Wow.
But I know she passed away years ago at this point. But she was really nice. A nice lady.
Yeah, Genius Shared. That's what I remember her from. It's Sobcom. Yeah.
What is Sobcom? What did that stand for?
It doesn't tell me.
Because that was the running joke. Oh, so you're an SOB, huh? That because it was Sobcom.
Yeah. It doesn't tell me.
That's kind of sad.
But definitely.
You do remember that.
Sobcom's unique conference. Yeah, John Wesley type. Something. I think it might be like Society of Bloggers or something crazy like that. But anyway,
yeah, that sounds about right. That's right. She had that successful. Yeah, now it's really kind of coming back to me. But I still would love to know what the heck SOB. What did Sobcom stand for?
What did Sobcom stand for?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember the Genius Shared thing, but I do remember Sobcom. And it says Miss Liz Strauss, founder of Sobcom, the High Touch Business Summit, social web strategist, and one of the most thoughtful, prolific bloggers on. Yeah, see, this is going back to the blog being the center point of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you were a blogger, you were the influencer.
Man, I really wish somebody out there knew what SOB stood for.
If anybody knows what did SOB stand for, this was around 2010, 2011. So long ago.
And it's fun. Yeah, Blogger Talks, Liz Strauss, queen of the SOBs. Man, that is a long time ago.
Or successful blog, something. It's something to do with blogging.
That sounds like something. Yes, I can't believe they don't actually. I'm on her blog is still up.
It is still up. Isn't that crazy?
So somebody is paying the bills to keep this thing up.
Yeah, it's got 2025 on it. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, here I see at the bottom. It says, "What is an SOB?"
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
there it is. It still doesn't really.
I know.
Actually, like SOB, here it is. Oh yes, and then it's got the little badge.
Yeah, successful blog.
Successful, outstanding bloggers.
Oh, successful and outstanding bloggers. Finally. I'm surprised I even remembered that, but she was such a nice lady. I think I met her face to face only once. I think it's only once. But yeah, she used to people. She would always have like several hundreds of comments on her blogs.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, how the heck do you get all those comments?
She was putting in the work, bro.
Yeah, and that was so long ago. She was like that. Well,
Very pioneer-ish.
yeah, pioneer. Yeah, she was. You know,
Absolutely. I mean, now if you fast forward to today and you say, yeah, she definitely was on the front edge of what was happening or what's happening now. It's kind of weird. It really
well,
is weird.
I think I started my first blog in
Yeah, but nobody
2005.
read your blog.
Yeah, shut up. 2005 or thereabouts. That's like 20 years ago. Good Lord. This stuff has
Yeah,
been around
you're
for a
pretty,
long time.
and you have been around even longer.
Well, I mean, the first thing that I can always point back to the very first thing that I wrote that ended up being for online was I think it's either late 2003 or early 2004, and it was for the CRM magazine website. Actually, it was in the magazine, but it's also a matter of fact, I bet I could go to it right now. So it was 2003 or 2004. So you're talking about 21, 22 years of officially being online. That's crazy.
Yep.
Do you remember the first thing you wrote or when you wrote it?
For me, it wasn't, I've never been a writer. So my first thing was, the YouTube video. And honestly,
The how to
I
fold a
how to
bandana?
fold a bandana. And I was thinking about this the other day. I actually could probably almost say I'm the first one to ever do a video for a product that went viral. Product video. I'm trying to think of how to say it, but a social commerce video. There was no playbook for that. I
Mm.
just did it because I needed to tell people how to do a bandana fold. So I was like, oh, I'll put a video out, put it on YouTube, and then put my link on it in case they wanted, to buy one.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
that was 2007.
All right, so check this out. I found it, and I'll do like a whole.
Oh, no.
Screen.
Nice.
This was March
Oh.
15th, 2004. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
And it's still online. That is 21 years. So I can actually go back to the very first thing I wrote online is still there. That is crazy.
Oh, now you got me. I gotta go see.
Oh, find your video.
I'm gonna see if it's still there.
It's still got to be there. Yeah,
It's still there, and oh my gosh, just think. Okay, this is kind of really when you think about it. All right, let's see. Okay. This thing is so annoying, but there it is.
Okay, let me post it up here.
It's square. That's how long ago it was.
For real.
It's
17 years ago.
17 years ago. 325,000 views. That's crazy.
That is. Read a comment.
Then,
what would people say talking about?
Let me laugh at that. That's the part I always laughed at.
Yeah, you see your damn feet underneath the table.
No shoes on. Just the most ghetto a comment. It's people like you that make YouTube so useful. Thanks for the video.
Wow.
You presented at IRCE. God, what this video was funny as hell and very informative. And that's how I started being a speaker, is because I was getting so many views on the video and selling so much from the video that a lady asked me if I would teach, how to make a YouTube video for your business. And that was the first time.
What does IRCE stand for?
Internet retailer. It was internet retailer, but
Mm.
uh, conference and expo. Internet retailer conference and expo in Chicago. It was like the biggest internet show back in the day. Actually turned into Shop Talk, which is what it
Mm.
kind of is today. But yeah, internet retailer.
What? And then one of the things I remember you using. Remember when you used to do that? What is it called? The midnight beta or something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was
With
that
talk
was the
shoe.
first time with No, did I? No, Talk Shoe was a different show.
Mm.
Midnight Beta was, or Late Night Beta. That's what I call it. But that was the same. Because Talk Shoe was just audio, didn't have a
Right.
video on it.
Oh, right.
Right. So Late Night Beta was a video show, and it was that's how me and Vanderchuck got friendly, because he was using that same platform,
Damn.
and I mean long time ago.
Guess what?
Long.
Talk shoe is still around too.
Yeah, you know what? They sold, somebody bought it, and then they got rid of all the old stuff. So I couldn't.
Oh.
One day I went out there to try to find an episode. I'm sure it's probably out there somewhere in the archives. But that's crazy. So that was my thing. I was not. What did they used to call that? So you had the bloggers and
and Blog Talk Radio too. Remember that one?
Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, and I like Talk Shoe better than Blog Talk Radio for some reason.
Well, I think why. I thought because you know why? It's because everybody and their mother was using Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, and it was full of just.
And I got tired of that. You remember that annoying sound it made whenever somebody showed Blog Talk Radio. Oh God, that just irritates the shit out of me.
Oh my God! This is for the folks that are watching later on, because ain't nobody here right now. But this is old history of the internet.
So I typed in Blog Talk Radio. You want to see what came up?
No, what coming up? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh wait, it's for sale?
You
can buy it for $99?
No, that's the broker service fee.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, geez, I'd buy it just for the traffic. I bet it still gets traffic.
I guess. But yeah,
dang, that is stupid.
Not even around anymore.
Stupid. Not even around anymore. Right. Of course not. I mean, that's like almost 20. It's 15 years ago.
All right. So here's another one. Back in the day.
Okay.
When I first, got going on, like I used to do this thing called the Friday Night DJ, and I would use what was that service?
I'm sorry.
I would
it was the same one. That was the same one. You did the DJ service on the same one that me and Vanderchuck were on.
Oh well, I used two different ones. Remember, I forget there was one that was extremely popular that everybody was doing, and you used to be able to tweet the song out, and it would before I guess.
Oh, I remember that.
What was that one called? That was
good.
Every Friday night, I had like a serious audience that like, when are you gonna start? Like they couldn't do it on their own, but for whatever reason, I started, and they're like, "Oh, are you doing it tonight? Friday night DJ and all that kind of stuff." I cannot remember the service I used for that though.
Well, I still can't remember what the other service was, but it seemed like you were on the same. Maybe you were on a different one. I don't know. I don't think you were.
Let's see.
That is the funniest. Okay.
Have you ever seen that lady who saved a McDonald's cheeseburger and fries for 30 years and they remain oh my God. First of all, I was going to say hello to Ramon, but after reading this fully, I take my hello back where I even let it go. But think of the preservatives in that. Good Lord.
Ah, ah.
Oh, but what the? Oh man, that is gonna drive me crazy.
I know, me too. It's like it's bugging me right now.
Because I used that sucker for like at least a good year and a half. Because that got popular. People, like I said, people be waiting for me on Friday to do something. And I used two different services, but one was like everybody was using it. Man, what was your favorite service back in the day to use? Like
Twitter.
I guess so. Yeah.
I loved Twitter. I mean, the original Twitter was just my jam. And then they didn't break out from their 140 characters way too, it took them way too long. And that's why I ended up on Facebook.
Napster. You know what? I never got into Napster.
Oh,
I
I
don't know
love
why.
that. Oh my God.
I don't know why I never got into that.
I downloaded so many catalogs of music from
I think I was
Napster back
afraid
in
of
the day.
getting like arrested or something.
No, I would turn it on and turn it right off after I never shared. I was just a taker.
Oh yeah, you just that
Yeah.
well, that sounds right. You've been like that for years.
Shut up, jerk. Why do I do a show with a jerk?
I lived. Oh, so he was the original Napster guy.
Really?
Lived on that. Were
Well,
you
do you
ever?
remember? Maybe Ramon remembers what that platform was that Wine Library TV was on back in the day. We're trying to figure that part out. But anyway,
Were you ever like a MySpace person?
no, I didn't. I didn't do MySpace. I missed that.
Yeah.
I just saw. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you about that in a second.
Well,
Go ahead.
MySpace was like the original breakthrough social network site, wasn't it? I mean, there's others before, but everybody jumped on that one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get on it. I didn't like MySpace for so
I just didn't like it. It was too crowded. It was
it didn't look good.
cluttered and crowded, so I didn't like it.
And it seemed like that was more for kids, even out the gate. Like, and we were at that age, we were, moving beyond that stage. So I never got in that.
So bringing it all the way back to the day, I just read this story and I can't find it right now, but it's talking about how that's how Cassie got put on. Is that she, the producer had the record and it was just not doing very much, but he figured out how when you put in the first letters of my he would make Cassie's song pop up. So when people were typing in MySpace, they would end up seeing Cassie's MySpace page.
That's like the first SEO gig.
Yeah. And that's how like literally overnight it went from like 200 listens to 20,000, and then from that there was a rush to sign her, and Diddy found it, and that's how they
and
got
the rest
together.
is history. We
And
don't
the rest is history.
You don't need to go into that one.
Exactly. It just turned into a big party.
Yeah, a freak off. Moving on.
Moving on. I know. I don't want. It's too soon.
Yes,
soon.
definitely. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What was so Twitter was I was on Facebook first. Facebook was really, I mean, back in the day, it was kind of cool, but yeah, Twitter was my thing back.
What was? You know what? There was another one that was like, oh man, I can't even. Friendster.
Friends, was that a social network?
I think so.
Friendster. That sounds like it was.
Friendster.
I remember FriendFeed.
FriendFeed, that might be it. Yeah, Tom from MySpace. Yeah, actually, I saw something about Tom from MySpace the other day.
Who the hell's Tom from MySpace?
It was the default picture.
Oh,
you remember from the founder? Yeah. I don't. There was maybe FriendFeed. That was it. What was the one where you used to check in and become the king of the space?
What is that? Oh, everybody was doing that. Oh my
Everybody.
gosh.
Oh, it drive me crazy. It's like
What
every time you
was
go get a
that?
coffee, he would check in.
And it was so popular at the time too. Like everybody could go in places just so they could check in.
And become the king. He would
What
own it.
what was that? That
Like,
was really popular too.
it was very popular.
And then Facebook added that feature, and then it just died because
Facebook did kill it. Wow.
I cannot remember that. That's amazing.
Wow.
The stuff you forget that was so core to what everyday activity was, and that was one of them. I mean, we were checking in every damn place
Yeah, it's like everybody check in. He would get there and be like, everybody check in.
just to see if there's anybody else there that you knew and stuff. Like, man, I cannot remember that. That's amazing because that was so a daily activity.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, Ramon, you should remember that one.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's get in.
All right, jeez. Well, Foursquare.
Foursquare.
That's it. Foursquare. Man, Ramon got the good memory on this one.
Oh my gosh, Foursquare.
That was multiple times a day we'd be checking into stuff.
Oh man.
Sometimes you'd be getting discounts. Or remember,
you would guess they would give you discounts for checking in.
Yeah, that's right. Or if you're near something and you check it, it's like if you give you a 20% off if you come over. I mean, that was pretty.
And it actually was pretty good.
It was, but Facebook just killed it because it wasn't really a standalone thing. But wow, Foursquare. That's amazing how much we use it. Now it's a distant memory.
Yeah.
Let's see, is it even still around?
No, it can't be.
Let's see.
I mean, what would you do with it now?
Okay. So there you go.
The future of geospatial technology built by Foursquare. How is it the future?
To me, it's the distant past because
they should. I mean, man, that's crazy.
I had completely forgotten the name. Wow, so it's still around. It's doing better than
what is it? I guess okay.
I don't know. You should go.
You know what? I was thinking that the other day too. You know how we had all of those geofencing and the tags and how that was supposed to change so much stuff, and then it kind of never totally took off.
I'm just doing a search on the App Store for the Foursquare app.
No, oh my God. I'm sure it's not still out there.
Nope, Yelp is though. Remember Yelp?
Yeah,
I never really used Yelp that much. But
I probably used Yelp up until maybe 4 years ago, 3 or 4. Yeah, just before the pandemic.
Yelp what about Open Table? I don't hear anything about that anymore. Is that still?
No, but I remember when Open Table got a connector to ChatGPT, and you can still use Open Table to make reservations for certain restaurants. Matter of fact, I think I used it maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. I wanted to eat somewhere downtown, and I used Open Table because I saw the link on their page, and it's like, okay, I can make reservations here as opposed to having to call the restaurant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see if I'm going to see on if I could use AI mode to find like what were the top 20 apps of 2015. Let's see or maybe 2010.
2010, yeah, and then go to 15.
What were the top apps of 2010? Let's see what we get. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Give it to me.
So this is what it came back in 2010. Some of the most popular apps included Angry Birds. Remember that one?
Angry Birds still
I
around.
I never played that. Angry Birds.
Still around.
Flipboard. I remember Flipboard.
I don't remember Flipboard.
It was
What
like
was that?
where you would almost sort of like a way to filter the news and the stories, and you
Oh
would
yeah,
use
yeah, yeah. I
Flipboard.
remember that. I remember Flipboard. Okay. Yeah. I liked Flipboard. So it was like you would put your uh, RSS feed in and it
Yep.
would turn it into like a book, well, a flip book that you could read on your
Yep.
desktop. I remember that.
I use
That,
that.
that was a good that was a good app.
Uh,
Flipboard.
Price Grabber. I had completely forgotten about Price Grabber.
What did that do? I'm sure it found the cheapest price.
Oh, now it's apparently it's owned by Experian now. Uh, let
Hmm.
let's on the go consumers search for products and then be redirected to a merchant's website to make a purchase. Top 10
Okay.
mobile commerce apps of 2010.
Okay.
Dropbox, I still use that. Google Voice. I
Oh
remember that. I
man,
remember
I
that app.
love Google Voice.
Yeah, I remember that. I use that.
Oh man, now we used to get your own phone number
Yeah.
and you could call international with it. Yeah, Google Voice.
Here's one the Netflix app. I don't really
Really?
use the app. I just use it on my TV for the most part.
Yeah, I
Well,
use the app when I'm on the road
yeah.
so that I can connect to the TV in the room. That's about it.
Doodle Jump. I don't even know it. I never heard of Doodle
I've
Jump.
never heard of that.
Something called Fruit Ninja.
Yeah, you remember Fruit Ninja? They
I
would throw the fruit up and you would have to take the sword and remember that, huh?
That
It
was the
was so
number. It says, wait a minute, what is it?
I remember
Uh,
Fruit Ninja. I played a lot of Fruit Ninja.
wow. The best selling iPhone apps of 2010. That was number 5. Wow.
Yeah, that was huge.
Cut the Rope. Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
I remember that game.
Cut the Rope is a clever game where you feed candy to a pet monster by slicing ropes and avoiding obstacles. I don't remember that at all.
I did. I remember. I can't totally, but I remember the game. It was something I played.
Call of Duty Zombies.
Oh, well, Call of Duty still around.
Yeah, okay. Game Box One. You ever hear that?
Mm-mm.
Best-selling iPhone apps of 2010. The Moron Test. I never heard of this. What is this? The Moron Test. The Moron Test is a series of puzzles that test your memory and logic.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't need a test for you.
Yeah. Anyway, the Pocket God. Have you heard of that? Pocket God?
God or guide?
God. Pocket God.
Mm-mm.
Play God as you rule over an island of natives. There are several episodes with new ones being added for free. All
Oh,
that.
wow. Okay.
Never
I
heard
kind of
of
like the idea of that game.
it. and,
Yeah.
and WhatsApp. That
And
was
what's that?
so.
Wow.
So WhatsApp is still around. Of course, they're owned by your boy Zuck. Instagram was another top. So, and of course Twitter. That's 2010. Let's see what 2015 is, and how many of those went by the wayside by 2015. 2015.
Oh my God. Oh my
Okay. Oh, this one is even better.
God. Oh my God, dude, the Pocket God. Oh my.
Oh, you got.
Oh, well, you know what? I went to YouTube because if it's there, if it's a game, it's still there. But they're little brown things with bones in their head. I can see why that's no longer a game.
That sounds ridiculous.
It sounds absolutely ridiculous.
What about Infusionsoft?
Shut up! Shut up! I remember Confusion Soft.
Of course, we did. Didn't he work there for a time?
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason why everybody was so confused.
What is this? Yeah, I didn't know what Pocket
It
got.
looks like a slavery game.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that going back to like 2006 or seven. That's when they hit my radar, and that was even before Ramon Ray was there. I actually introduced Ramon to the folks of Infusionsoft, and then I think they sponsored his event, and then he eventually worked there for a couple years. So yeah, remember those guys? Didn't they get bought by a PE firm or something like that? And that was after they renamed it Keep, and then they got bought by a PE firm. I think that was either this year or late last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Last year. Gosh. I guess I'm trying to. Where did I meet Ramon then? I mean,
I don't know. I might have introduced you guys somehow
maybe he did.
because I knew him, and of course I knew you. But yeah, and then you eventually went to one of his events, and then you speak at a couple of them.
No, he spoke at mine.
You didn't speak at one of his events?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I thought you did for some reason.
But I mean, we got Infusionsoft to sponsor, and that might be how we.
Maybe.
I know. Yeah, I know. They sponsored a couple of events, and Ramon came out as the
spokes,
the salesperson.
Yeah,
and so that I don't think I don't think I ever spoke at one of his events.
All right.
I went to one of them as an influencer, but I didn't speak.
Well, you were weren't you one of the folks that received that influencer thing that BlackBerry sponsored that he did in conjunction with Anita?
Definitely.
I remember that was in New York. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the top apps in 2015 according to Nielsen ratings. Number 1, Facebook with 126.7 million unique users per month. Wow. That sounds all great until today they have like 3 billion.
Yeah, they got that many per day.
Yeah, back then
per hour.
YouTube had 97.6 million unique users per month. Facebook Messenger is number 3 with 96.4 million unique users per month. And you want to take a guess at what number 4 is?
So you got YouTube, Facebook. And this is 2000 what?
15. Yeah.
Not Twitter?
Not Twitter.
No, wouldn't be Twitter. I don't know.
All right, here's the answer. I'll post the answer here.
And
do this. Google, 95 million unique searches per month.
Wow.
Google search. So look, the top 4 are basically two companies, Facebook and Google.
And Meta.
Other notable apps.
Look, it's Meta and Alphabet. That's crazy.
Other notable apps, Google Play, which once again, Alphabet, Google Maps, Alphabet, Gmail, Alphabet, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Music, Periscope. Remember Periscope?
I remember Periscope. That ended up being Twitter, right?
Yeah, well, Twitter bought them, and then
Twitter bought them.
HBO Now. Oh yeah, I used to watch stuff on HBO Now.
Wow.
Jet, remember Jet? Before
No, I don't.
Before your boys bought them and killed them, basically.
What was Jet? Oh, the
Walmart. Remember Jet?
Walmart platform. Wow. Okay.
That's funny because Amazon isn't anywhere near here, and Jet was. That's kind of interesting. Clean Master, don't know what the hell that is. BBM.
Maybe Amazon didn't even have a web app or a mobile app.
A mobile app, really, in 2015?
No, it seemed like but maybe they didn't. They might not have. Because I didn't take Amazon seriously until like 2019.
Really?
I mean, I've been on the platform, but I didn't take it seriously. Maybe it was more like 2012.
By then,
So
they already had Prime.
yeah, I want to say 2012.
Mhm. I never heard of Subway Surfers.
Oh man, I used to play that all the time. It was like
Subway
you were,
Surfers?
yeah, it was like you were on a skateboard or something going through subway tunnels. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that one.
Apple's best app of 2015. App of the year, Periscope. Not even around anymore. Runner up, Enlight, Robinhood. Is Robinhood the financial?
It has to be.
That's the only Robinhood I could think of.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Most innovative workflow. I don't even remember that.
Never remember that.
Best app on iPhone 6S. Wow, that is a long time ago. Instagram. All right. Google's best. This is probably more of you because you guys have always been Android.
Yeah, I've been a droid kind of guy, but
Don't know Colorfly. I remember Khan Academy. I know that's an app. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Flipagram. Don't even remember that.
it's an
Adobe
Instagram.
Photoshop Lightroom. Yep, Lightroom was pretty popular. The
Before
B&H
Flipagram, it has to be a copy of Instagram because Instagram was only for the iPhone at the time.
Oh, interesting. Ginger keyboard emoji. Never don't know. I don't know any of these.
I've never heard of any of these, bro. Yeah.
Retrica? What the hell is Retrica?
Who knows?
Yeah, okay. That's wow.
Yeah, that was fun.
Things have really changed. Let's see what the top apps of today are.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
2025.
I can't believe this is what we ended up doing our whole show around.
I was going to do Prince
with all the things that we got.
We didn't even talk about the bromance that has gone sour.
All the things going on. This is where we end up.
You never know where we go with this thing. So, top apps of 2025. Look how Instagram and Facebook are and YouTube really. And WhatsApp is still around. TikTok, of course.
Of course.
Zoom Workplace. That tells you how Zoom meetings.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, everybody would that would only have happened because of the pandemic. I don't think you see that.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Telegram. I forget. I tried that out for a little while. Telegram. Spotify. Spotify wasn't around in 2015. Maybe they're just getting started. I don't know. Oh, Netflix is still.
Let's see that anymore.
LinkedIn absolutely would not be there in 2015. Snapchat, Tinder.
Wow, I didn't even know.
Wasn't Tinder around in 2015?
Yeah, I'm surprised it's so high now. I guess it's still hot. But,
Twitter, so Slack. Okay, that's really interesting. Slack.
Well, what's funny is that they call it Twitter.
Yeah, not X.
Interesting.
CapCut.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised that Zoom is there.
Yeah.
And look, Amazon is there. Amazon. This is the first time I
video.
Man. Yeah, video. Look at how many are video. Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube. Those are all.
That's the thing we're talking about.
I forgot about TikTok. Yeah, TikTok.
Like if you are a TikTok influencer or YouTube influencer, and then they're trying to get, remember from this morning, we get you on Prime. I'm not coming from my other apps to get onto your Prime app. I might not even have, Prime on my phone, or I'm not a member. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Well, yeah. What's interesting that there's a handful of apps that have stayed at the top.
Oh yeah.
Since 2010.
What was that thing? See, put Ramon's thing up.
Oh,
Freddie says he's killing it in Robinhood too. Yeah, awesome. What's up, Freddie? See you in a couple of weeks, my friend.
Oh, check this out. Check out Ramon. Y'all remember the original Kings of Technology?
Wow.
When
Wow.
did we do that? Was that 2008 or somewhere like that?
Yeah.
Because it was South by Southwest. Maybe that was 2013. 20 I think it was more like 2012, 2013. And you know why? Is because when I did my event at Georgia Tech, we all got together, did that little promo video. And I think it was
Okay.
at either the first or the second, that either 2012 or 20. So that was 13 years ago.
Wow.
What's the name of the
Uh,
software that launched in the pandemic that you have to use?
Clubhouse.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. I
Clubhouse.
think Ramon Ray still uses that too.
Yes, he still uses it. He still does a show every day on it, I think.
I have
Or-
completely forgotten about Clubhouse.
I mean, I can't believe people still use that thing.
I am surprised.
I never liked it to begin with. You know, I
just-
didn't get it. I didn't even get it. It's like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So Ramon is saying that Keep got bought. Well, Infusionsoft got bought by Thrive. I forgot about that. Yeah, Thrive. Right.
Mhm.
And Thrive is owned by a PE firm, if I'm not mistaken. Freddie, I use a Panasonic Lumix S5 2X. It's a great camera. It can cost a little bit, but you also have to pair it with a really good lens to get some that quality stuff. But you might be able to get a nice discount because Panasonic has come out with a number of cameras this year. So maybe the S5 2X is the one I have. It might be a little cheaper than it had been in the past. Good camera though, easy to use. All right, Prince's birthday is tomorrow. It would be number 67, if I'm not mistaken. He would be 6. What would you think if Prince were still alive at 67? What do you think he'd be doing? He would still be making, still be doing concerts, still be making music.
Yep, absolutely. Because it came out of his blood. He couldn't do anything else.
He couldn't do anything. I mean,
He couldn't do anything else.
I think the estate just, I guess maybe it was in honor of his birthday. They released a new song yesterday. It's a new song. It was a version of the song Free. It was an acoustic version of Free.
Oh,
And it's real. I didn't really like it that much.
Oh, I love that song.
But I love this acoustic. You got to check it out. I will. I tagged you on a Facebook post about that.
So okay. Yeah, I just been
that acoustic version is. It made me really love the song. Really love the song.
Yeah, that's a great song. It's like that's one of those songs I'm like, I can't believe he never played it in any of the acoustic, versions of the concerts that he did at the end. That would be an easy one to me for him to do. But he never pulled that one out.
I mean, think of how many songs he's got, like to choose.
Yeah, from. Freddie. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Freddie. Freddie, I'll tell you, I got 2 of them. I do have 2 of them. So
yeah, and he only uses one.
Well, one was for on the road, and one I did not, because I don't like when I'm on the road and I have to come back. And I don't want to break this stuff down, and so I just bought a.
But you don't even carry it anymore, I'm sure.
Well, only if
you got your little thing.
Yeah.
So he'll sell it to you for a deep discount, Freddie.
For paid engagements, I will. Where I need the top gear, I'll pull that out. Mm-hmm. No, Freddie. Yeah, I only got 2 nephews, Freddie, and they ain't named Freddie. I'll tell you that right now. And they know better than to ask me for that kind of stuff.
Brent is the cheapest man on the planet. He doesn't give, he only takes. He doesn't take. I'm not gonna say he takes, but he ain't gonna give either. He's just cheap.
I'll stop you when you go astray, and so far you haven't. So
yeah, I know.
John already knows my favorite Prince song is "When I Lay." That's a good song. That's a good song. Was that from the 2010? Because that was one of the songs.
One of the deep cuts, and well, it was a deep album.
Good attempt there, Freddie. No chance, but good attempt. Well, all right. What do you think? What's your favorite? What I would call of Prince's very underrated songs, like songs that the
There's
average
so
person
many.
doesn't know.
There's so many.
Want me to give you one to get started?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I don't know. A lot of people might know this, but on let's say from the 1999, no, from the For You. One of my favorite Prince songs of all time is something that I didn't know really for years, but it was there at the very beginning. Crazy You. I love that song from the For You album. It's a very short,
Oh,
like
okay.
2-3 minute song.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
it's so good.
I don't know.
For it, and if you go to just go to the Prince channel on YouTube and just put in Crazy You. You're gonna love it. I promise you, you're gonna love it. It's a slow song, but it's amazing that this guy wrote that song and played the instrument, and he was barely like 19 or 20. And he was so mature from a music standpoint at such an early age.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So a lot of people slept on the For You album because he wasn't Prince yet. But there's some gold on that album. A lot of gold on that. And Crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I listened to it, but I never like just sat and listened to it.
I did that recently because somebody was reacting to that album for the first time ever hearing it. And when it got, I mean, there's some good songs. Of course, Soft to What is one of the most popular one, I guess. But there's some other songs on there that are, to me, are just so much better than that. And Crazy You Crazy You might actually be in my top 20 Prince songs. That's how good it is. And that's hard to crack when you think about it. All the songs he has.
I can't give you a single song. I'll give you a whole album. It's the New Power Soul album.
Well, The One is the best song on that album. I love The One. And I love Wasted Kisses. And it used to piss me off that I had to go through like 50 songs before
to get to the last one.
Yeah. I was like, why does he do stuff like that?
But I did just recently listen to that end to end, and I was like, whoa, how did I miss this album? I kind of missed the whole album.
Well, that was one of those NPG albums.
It was an NPG, yeah.
And The One is actually the mainstay on that. But Wasted Kisses was, to me, is just as good. Some songs on there are like, whoa, where did that come from? But I did like the song Mad Sex. The beat on that one was really good. I had to admit to that. Was When You're in My Arms Again, was that on that one, or is that Evolution?
Yes.
I like When You're in My Arms Again, because that was, I guess, kind of about his son that passed away, which is a really, deep and meaningful song. I'll say my most slept on Prince album, I'm going to say The Rainbow Children. I thought that was a great album.
Oh, me too. I remember I loved the album. I saw him in concert. That's when he was, he before he made his resurgence. So it was small. He was at the what do you call it? The Symphony Hall. Yeah, that's how small it was, but not that small, but for a Prince show, he was at the Symphony Hall, and that was the time I got to see him at the after party.
Oh, cool.
He played 2.5 more hours. I had to put tissue paper in my ears because my ears were being banged to death, but it was insane.
I thought the title song Rainbow is so good. It was like people didn't like it because he had that weird voice that went in and out of that, like that distorted and that a lot of people were pissed off of that. But that song Rainbow they didn't like that. I mean, it's a kind of an annoying sound for a vocal.
Yeah, it was
But the
different.
Rainbow Tree, that song is awesome. And then I think my second favorite song, or maybe it might be tied for first, Last December. That Last December song is awesome. Kind of ends the CD. It's so good. One plus one plus one is three. Family Name was good. One plus one is three. I like that because that gave me like an erotic city kind of vibe to that. The one about her being the muse to the Pharaoh, I like that.
Muse to the Pharaoh, definitely.
The Everlasting Now was good. I love that song. That was just a slept on CD.
Oh, absolutely. That was his last slept on CD.
I think two of my favorite Prince songs that were completely slept on, and it might be because it was from that Graffiti Bridge album. Once again, some of his best music got slept on because those movies were terrible. But The Question of You and Joy and Repetition. Those are two top 20 songs.
Those are not slept on songs. I mean,
they are slept on by most. You're a Prince person, but most people have.
No, but I'm saying I've seen him perform those many times in concert, and people know that song, or Prince fans know that.
That's what I'm saying. The Prince fans, but most people don't, and those songs are just awesome, but they're completely overlooked. That when he does The Question of You live,
it's insane.
Oh, I'll tell you, his when he went to the Montreux Jazz Festival, he did it twice. 2009 is my favorite. When he plays Empty Room back to back with Elixir. Oh man, though it's just so good. And most people don't even know those songs, let alone have heard them.
But what about no, go ahead. What about some of the vault songs?
All right, so two of my favorite vault songs, Extra Lovable. Oh man, and not the new, because he put it on one of those later albums.
One of the albums, right.
But the 83 version that should have been on 1999. Right. Oh man. There's a song called Wonderful Ass.
I think I remember which album was that one on?
That was around that same time period. That was the 19.
I mean, is it on the 1999
box set? It should have been. It might be on the box set. Do you have the box set? It might be on the box set. I was.
I know I seen that somewhere. But here's a weird thing. I'm looking around. They made a box set of Purple Rain, and it might be on that one instead. And it's kind of weird, like a 2 CD Purple Rain, long time ago. It might be on that one.
Why did they put out a box set, like a special 40th year anniversary box set?
Don't have any idea why have we not gotten that music? I know he had to have.
That is just big. I mean, I think Sign of the Times is still my favorite. But,
by far.
But why didn't they do a special 40? That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so Romain said, can we just take a moment to talk about his talent and influence when he wasn't even on the freaking top 100? Yeah. Well, I listened to that. I go back to that tribute to George Harrison, where it's Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne, Steve Winwood
from Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and then Prince. That still sends shivers up my spine whenever I watch that. And of course, a lot of people said that was his way of getting back at Rolling Stone for putting out the top 100 guitars, and he wasn't in. Yeah, that didn't make no damn sense whatsoever.
So stupid.
And yeah,
come on.
Then they did the list again, and now all of a sudden he's 14th. Whatever.
Whatever.
Open Book. I love that song, Open Book, which is on the Sign of the Times box set. I forget who did it first, but it was his. See, nobody will ever. We're still not even close to hearing all the songs that are in that vault. We're not even close
because something's about to break. at some point, and he's gonna go back on the charts. I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I
well,
know it's gonna
yeah,
happen.
because when they brought out the one from 2010, Welcome to America, didn't that make him go
Did
back
it
on the
make it?
chart? I think
Mm,
I don't know. I think
maybe.
it might have.
But I think I know there's something in that vault somewhere that's a single. I know there's a single in that vault.
Oh, there's probably more than one.
Well, I'm just saying like a radio single, like
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
for
I'm
radio type jam.
You know what was a great song that just did, because once again it was tied to a terrible movie, Girl Six in this case. She spoke to me. That was such a
Oh, I
great
love
song.
that. Oh, I love
And
that whole album.
yeah, the Girl
All
Six
six.
album, there's
Yeah,
a
I
lot
mean
of
it's got
stuff on
a
there.
lot of, you know, best of songs on there too, but I
But
just
she
love
spoke
that
to me.
Pink
And then
Cashmere. Oh,
Pink Cashmere. Well, that was on the hits and the B-sides
which
before
was
the
a
movie.
okay, okay, okay.
Pink Cashmere. Yeah, that was a good
Love
once again,
it.
that was still
Love
a
it.
great song. But she spoke to me. He has an extended version. I was like his, well, not
Oh,
really. What?
sorry. But the most overlooked single, because I've been my brain dark for me.
That was, yeah. I mean, that was, yeah. I can see
Uh,
where you say that. That was a great. And most people will have never. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna go from the Black album because once again, that was slept on. But he basically doomed that because he didn't want to put it out.
right, right, right.
But I think that originally on that was When Two Are in Love. But my one of the most funkiest songs he ever had, Rock Hard in a Funky Place.
Rock hard
Oh
and
man,
funky place.
that is one of the funkiest songs you will ever hear. But most people have never heard it because he
Never heard.
banned that album. I think it
He
finally
just
came out
didn't
in
want it.
1994.
He
So
didn't want it out.
yeah, he said it was bad spirits. He was in
Yep.
a bad place. I
Dark.
still think there's a lot of good songs because I love me some Rock Hard in a Funky Place. And Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, whatever that song that was from that. When Two Are in Love was originally from that before it made its way onto uh the album where he's butt naked.
Did you have the game?
Did I have to? What was that from?
No, it was the game. I like he had a PC
Oh,
game.
no, no,
Really?
no.
You need to look that up one day
He
on
had a
YouTube.
game.
He had a game. It was like you know you'd go through and solve puzzles, and you'd be walking into his studio in Paisley Park. Yeah, he had a CD game. I have to
Mm.
share that with you when I find it. But there was music on there that was hidden tracks too. Oh my gosh, forgot the name of the game.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, it's 67 years. I can't. He would still be out there killing it.
Yeah, he would. He would. I mean, you know, everybody. It probably wouldn't. You know, it wouldn't hit the way it's hitting because he's dead. Probably. Yeah, but he would still be doing music
Yeah.
and probably releasing it, and but he'd still be doing concerts, and that shit would be sold out. Period.
Yeah.
And I think he would have done a uh, track with Beyonce. I definitely think he would have done a track with Beyonce.
Yeah. Well, all right. So give me your favorite collaboration that he did.
Ah, my favorite collaboration because he didn't do a lot of collaborations.
Well, he did. He probably did more than people know about. He did a
Well,
lot.
like who are you thinking? Because
All
I
right.
can't even
So
think of one.
he did one with Janelle Monáe from
Right, I
that
remember I listened to that
and
the other
that I
day
love that song. He did a song.
after you said it.
Yep. He actually collaborated with Stevie Nicks on her song "Stand Back."
Yeah, but he's not on there.
He's playing the guitar and playing the keyboards on there. So yeah, he's definitely
Yeah,
on
but
there.
I mean,
That's a collaboration. I like that song. He did a song with Andy DeFranco called Providence, which is awesome. He helped her. You can hear his voice on that song. That's a great song. I guess anything Well, it's not really a collaboration because it's really him. Anything from the Times' first two albums is him. So
Yeah, honestly, I'm not okay. Maybe I'm thinking duet.
he did
He
a
didn't do
he did
very
a
many of those.
well, he did one with Angie Stone, which I really loved.
He did
What was
one with Madonna.
I didn't like that one that much. But the one with Angie Stone, what was that called? You Make My Sunshine. That is a great song. They both killed that
Uh,
together. Um Patti LaBelle, Hey Mister, that was okay.
yeah. Take Me With You.
Take Me With You. Of course, anything with Sheila E. Those probably
Oh yeah, by far.
my favorite Sheila
Yeah.
E. Prince collaboration is not Glamorous Life, but it is um what's the song that was from the movie Crush Groove? Dun, 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 dun,
Uh,
dun, dun, dun.
oh,
We all want we all
Love
want.
Bizarre.
Yeah, that's an awesome song. Love
Yeah,
Bizarre is
Bizarre.
so good. That's top
Mhm.
5 Prince collab for me.
Definitely,
Period. Um,
definitely.
there's a lot of stuff, man. He collaborated with Kate Bush on a couple of songs.
I've been hearing the Shaka thing supposed to come out.
Oh, that's right. Remember when he did MPG records and he put out an album by Larry Graham. He put out
Mhm.
Come to My House, Shaka Khan, and there are some songs on those that are just killer songs.
Really? I
Yeah,
have to check that out.
the two I
And
think
then,
my two favorite songs with Shaka was Journey to the Center of My Heart and that's a great song. And then the one with Little Darling, Gotta Go Now. What is the name
I'll
of that
say,
song?
I'll say.
Don't Talk to Strangers.
Hmm.
Killer songs. So he's
Then
got so many collaborate. He did one with for Celine Dion. Yeah, he wrote a song for her.
Sheena Easton.
Oh yeah, Sheena Easton.
He forgetting about that.
The Bangles, Manic Monday. He wrote that for
Yeah,
Suzanne
I mean
Hoff.
that's the you wrote it, but I mean he wasn't on it. He
Well,
just sent
okay.
it to her.
But you got the look. Okay, so that's probably the best Sheena Easton collaboration. I know he wrote the song about Sugar Walls too, but
Yeah, I
they
love that song.
did a song. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the look though. That was both of them, on there together, killing it.
What have you done for me lately?
So is that officially his? Did he officially write that?
According to him, yes.
He said, "Who wrote that? Who wrote that?"
According according to him, yes.
I wonder how that he didn't get any official credit for that.
It's because they stole it.
Because he's like, "Who wrote that?"
Yeah, Jam and Lewis stole it. It was another song. It wasn't, but yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. If he wrote that, and if he says he did, he did. I don't.
Right, exactly. If he said he did, he did.
He did. Yeah, you ain't going.
You
You going
know,
to question that?
yeah, exactly. And I ain't never heard Jam or Lewis come out and say, "No, he ain't never wrote that song."
That's true. I wonder why they just didn't come out and say, "Look, that's you know,
If I say it, then I gotta pay it.
that's true." And
Yeah, I ain't gonna give up the goods on that, but they know inside.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
snap.
there's so many of those. He did a collaboration, with Miles Davis.
Yep. Oh, what did I hear about Miles Davis the other day? Man, it was an interview with Cicely, and she was talking about how much he didn't understand how talented he was. I know,
I think
I
he
know.
understood how talented he was.
No, I mean that's his wife. I mean,
Mm.
she's like, that's part of the reason why he didn't play all the time, looking at the audience, and so it was very interesting. You should check it out. I might have to find this interview because I never really heard her talk about him before much.
Interesting.
But she's just talking, he was just, and how cool he was. Of course, everybody knows how cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, it's. I mean, we could go on forever with this.
And we do.
Yeah, and we do, and that's the only person.
But happy birthday, Prince.
Yeah, that's the only person that I'm obsessed with what he's done. It's
Yeah, I am too.
yeah. So no apology.
I posted on Facebook that I got a little
Shrine.
shrine. Yeah, I really do. It was like I was putting all this stuff together, and I was like, man, I got all these table, coffee table books, and so I just put them up.
Yeah, I think I probably could do that too, but
Yeah,
yeah.
like I might as well put this stuff on display.
Ramon says he's the same.
Yeah.
I think
All right, guys.
if you're a person of a certain age, how could you not?
How could you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I might have to take my old ass to Minneapolis for one of these.
Oh, it's worth going to that
Celebration.
Paisley Park thing just to.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
The
But I'm
VIP
talking about one of
tour.
the celebrations, and I don't know. There's a lot. I would like to see some of these people. I'm getting ready to see Morris play again for the umpteenth time.
He's a showman. He's still. I mean, the fact that he's still doing it.
Amazing.
And they're getting close to 70 now. It's hard to believe.
Amazing.
So, all right, everybody, enjoy your weekend.
It's time for me to go eat. I need to go eat.
It's feeding time. So we hope you'll join us next week. We will be back. Join us in the afternoon. Join us in the late afternoon.
Just join us. Yeah, just come hang out. We appreciate Ramon and Freddie for hanging out with us today.
Freddie, sorry I can't help you out with buying you anything, but
I don't know, Freddie. I might go over to his house and 5-finger it for you.
Yeah, he'll go over to the house and he might leave with less than 5 fingers. Let's put it like that. Peace. Like that. We'll see you next week.